In a world where brightness often overshadows the shadows, Andrea Bocelli's journey shines as a testament to resilience and hope. Born in 1958 in the small Tuscan village of Lajatico near Pisa, Andrea's life began under difficult circumstances. From the beginning, fate seemed to challenge him. His mother, Eddie Bocelli, fought through severe complications during pregnancy, and doctors advised terminating the pregnancy to save her life. However, Eddie chose to keep her child, and Andrea's life was not only saved physically, but spiritually. His early years were surrounded by love and the sounds of his mother's singing and his father's work on the vineyard. But his world was painted with light and shadow, as Andrea was born with congenital glaucoma, which left him almost blind. A childhood shaped by music. Andrea Bocelli's childhood was filled with adversity, yet music became his constant companion. His blindness didn't deter his parents from encouraging him to explore the world of music. From a very young age, Andrea showed an uncanny ability to understand music by ear. His parents, determined not to raise him in pity, encouraged him to learn various instruments. At 6, he began studying piano, and his natural talent for learning by ear led him to perfect pieces without ever seeing a note. This ability extended to all instruments, and he learned to play the flute, guitar, trumpet, and drums by listening. His profound connection to music went beyond just learning. It became a lifeline, and soon it became clear that his future would be rooted in music. Tragedy and triumph. A life of persistence. At the age of 12, tragedy struck Andrea when a football accident caused a brain hemorrhage, leading to the complete loss of his remaining sight. For most, this would have been an insurmountable setback. Yet for Andrea, it was the moment that marked the beginning of his true journey. In a hospital room filled with darkness, a recording of the great tenor Franco Corelli played, and Andrea was moved to tears. This moment would forever change him, as it set him on a path to become a world-renowned tenor. From this point onward, his world would be one of sound, and through music, Andrea would carve his own space in the world. Music as a gateway to freedom. Andrea Bocelli once said, "Music is a need in my life, something in my DNA, a medicine, a way to bring gentleness to life." Music was not merely an interest for Andrea, it was his means of survival. Despite his blindness, Andrea's determination to learn and perform grew stronger. At a young age, he attended a boarding school for the blind, a place where life was harsh and loneliness often crept in. It was during these long nights in the dormitory that Andrea found comfort in the sounds of nature and music. The loneliness could have broken him, but instead, it became the foundation for his relentless pursuit of excellence in music. During his school years, music became his guiding light, his source of strength, and the one thing that made the world feel connected, even in the darkest times. A dream deferred, from law to music. Though Andrea was passionate about music, he initially followed a more traditional path and enrolled in law at the University of Pisa, driven by a desire to please his parents. His choice was pragmatic, one that promised stability. But while his mind was focused on law, his heart yearned for the piano and the stage. During this period, Andrea continued to perform music at night in local bars to support himself. These small performances were not just a way to earn money, but a training ground where Andrea learned how to captivate an audience. His music transformed the atmosphere of the bar, no longer just background noise, but an emotional experience. It was in these intimate spaces that Andrea began to shape the voice that would one day reach the world. The breakthrough, a life transformed. In 1992, Andrea's life took a dramatic turn when he was invited to audition for the recording of Miserere by Italian rock singer Zucchero Fornaciari. The demo reached the legendary tenor Luciano Pavarotti, who, upon hearing Andrea's voice, exclaimed, "Why do you need me when you already have this man?" This encounter marked the beginning of Andrea Bocelli's international career. From that moment, Andrea's life as a blind lawyer playing piano in bars was over. He was invited to join Zucchero's European tour, which led to massive exposure. In 1994, Andrea's performance at the Sanremo Music Festival with the song Il mare calmo della sera marked his first major victory and a public introduction to a future legend in the making. Facing criticism, the price of fame. With his meteoric rise, Andrea Bocelli faced both adoration and criticism. Some opera critics accused him of diluting the purity of classical music, labeling him as too commercial and sentimental. But Bocelli's response was simple. Art is not about rules, it's about emotion. He continued to sing for the people, not for the elite. His music, blending classical and pop, reached people in stadiums, opera houses, and cathedrals alike. Despite facing criticism, Andrea never wavered in his commitment to his art. He believed that the true power of music was its ability to stir emotions, to reach beyond the confines of tradition, and to bring people together. The gift of sound, performing in silence. One of the most remarkable aspects of Andrea Bocelli's performances is the way he memorizes and navigates the stage, despite being blind. He does not need to see his audience to feel them. His profound connection to sound allows him to perform without the aid of sight. During his Voices of Hope tour, despite fierce winds and rain, Bocelli sang through the storm, his voice unwavering. In those moments, his audience was moved not just by his voice, but by the raw determination and courage he displayed. Andrea's ability to connect with people, even without the ability to see them, is a testament to his mastery of music as a universal language. The quiet strength of family. Behind the global icon stands a man who is deeply rooted in his family and values. Andrea Bocelli's first marriage to Enrica Cenzati was a loving union that brought two sons, Amos and Matteo, into the world. While Andrea traveled the globe, Enrica stayed at home, raising their children in Tuscany. However, as Bocelli's fame grew, the distance between the couple grew as well. The pressures of his international career began to affect their relationship, and in 2002, they quietly divorced. Despite the separation, Andrea and Enrica maintained a respectful relationship, ensuring that their children remained the center of their lives. Andrea's focus on family remained strong, and he later remarried in 2014 to Veronica Bertè, with Enrica attending the wedding, symbolizing the grace with which they moved forward. The legacy of Andrea Bocelli. Andrea Bocelli's legacy is defined not by his blindness, but by his ability to bring light to the world through his voice. His performances continue to inspire millions, proving that despite the challenges he has faced, his art will live on. From humble beginnings in Tuscany to the world stage, Andrea has become a symbol of hope and perseverance. His music is more than just sound. It is a bridge between worlds, between genres, and between people. His journey, from law student to international star, proves that even in the darkest of times, light can emerge. Through his music, Andrea Bocelli has shown the world that faith, resilience, and love can lead to a life filled with beauty, even in the face of adversity.